Good day. Let me present the talk, Psychological Factors Motivating the Choice of University Entrance. The authors of this work are Tetiana Derkach, Alla, Kolodyazhna, Yana, Shuhailo. Authors work at Kyiv National University of Technology and Design, the Department of Vocational Education in Technology and Design. The work aims to highlight factors influencing the choice of a university by the Ukrainian entrants and to identify the possible ways of entrance attraction to engineering and technological specialities. The subject of the study is psychological factors that shape applicants' demands and determine their behavior during admission to the university. The problem of declining student numbers in Ukraine has both objective and subjective reasons. The first is due to the demographic situation. Universities in European countries have faced the reduction in the number of applicants for higher education, especially in the field of technical and natural sciences. As a result, the quantity of qualified personnel is declining. Subjective is more concerned with engineering or technological professions. It's a change in the number of manufacturing companies, low wages, and the lack of competitive Ukrainian products compared to cheap imports. All this affects future applicants' ideas about the prestige and prospects of engineering and technological professions. The popularity of specialities does not fully meet the requirements of the labor market. Many engineering majors, as well as majors in natural sciences, are currently undervalued. However, their role is vital for the development of industry and economics. Many social specialities or legal studies are overestimated. As a result, graduates of such specialities cannot find their place in the labor market. Ministry of Education and Science of Ukraine, higher educational institutions try to eliminate this deformation. At the universities level, are also made attempts to improve the situation, to find the right tools for interaction with future students. Much attention is paid by universities to individualization of higher education. In the individualization of higher education are important such items as the identification of factors influencing the effectiveness of student study of various disciplines. Scientists study individual typological characteristics of individuals, types of intelligence, psychological and physiological characteristics. The quantitative and qualitative composition of students' formed learning styles is most often mentioned as an integral and the most influential factor. Another area includes studying changes in students' cognitive load as a function of their characteristics, the type of material they master, the variety of resources used by teachers. The specialist efforts aim to identify the factors that cause a significant increase in cognitive load and the development of tools managing. The choice of university is a strategic point for further professional and personal development. The wrong choice of university and specialty becomes a crucial personal problem, which leads to dissatisfaction with professional activities, the comprehension that a large amount of time and money was wasted. The problem of motivation in choosing a university is essentially a problem of efficiency and quality of education, a problem of social psychological adaptation of students to the learning conditions. The question of university socioeconomic success, possibilities of implementing the experience gained by graduates, and motivation for continuing professional self-education. To build effective communication with potential students, higher education institutions should monitor the various targets of entrance, understand the criteria of the university choice. It is necessary to understand which specialties are popular, who decides on a university and specialty choice. A survey among first-year students of KNUT was conducted to create a profile of entrance. 295 students took part in the survey. This table illustrates the distribution of respondents and first-year students by faculties. On the first diagram is shown the distribution of the number of entrants by their places of residence. 53.7% of entrants come from cities, 33.9% from rural areas, and 12.4% from Kyiv. On the second figure is shown specializations of school entrance studied. Graduates from humanities and non-specialized school account for almost 2/3 of the total number of students. Together with graduates of physics and mathematics schools, these three school types share reaches 83%. This slide demonstrates the average school certificate scores. On the first diagram, we can see that three types of secondary schools, economic, humanitarian, and physical-mathematical profiles, provide high scores in certificates. Conversely, graduates of the other three types of schools are characterized by relatively low scores of certificates. On the second diagram, we see the distribution of entrants with different school certificate scores by faculties. There is a correlation between the popularity of specialty and the average score of school certificate. Entrants with higher scores of school certificates have a wider choice of specialties, including the opportunity to choose more popular ones. This slide demonstrates entrance preferences of school subjects and external evaluation subject. The leaders among school preferences were the Ukrainian language, mathematics, history, and foreign language. At least 15% of total number of students expressed a favorable attitude to this subject. Diagram 1. A much smaller part preferred biology and geography, chemistry, and physics are among outsiders. Almost the same distribution among subjects chosen for the independent external testing. Results of the survey indicate the existence of an objective factor that influences the choice of specialty. The lack of external evaluation makes it impossible for applicants to apply for budget proposal for specialties. For example, certificates in chemistry or physics are required. During the survey, motivation of students to choose specialty was studied at three levels. At the first level, the influencing factors concern the chosen university specialty or profession. We can see the results on the first diagram. For the majority of newcomers, the most influential were high prospects and planning to work. Various variants of the influence of personal factors were investigated at the next level. The results are shown on the second diagram. Advice of adults are in the first place. On the second place is a dream, and on the third place is advertisement. The other are parent-studied, preliminary courses, and reserve officer training. At the next level, the existing advantages of the selected university compared to other educational institutions were studied. For the majority of students, the most essential is the possibility to study in a big city. Second is university rating. Third is employment. Then, in descending order, come double diploma, close distance to home, international relations, place in world rankings, famous graduates, famous cultural groups. The results show that the most students receive information about KNUTD on the university website. Communication with relatives and friends, especially with those already studying at KNUTD, is also influential. On the second diagram is displayed information dissemination via people. It's necessary to know that entrants consider their own beliefs the primary reason for choosing higher educational institution. 57% of all answers. This fact contradicts the results of the entrance answers to another question. It is clear from the previous diagram that they make decisions based on adults' and parents' advice in 34% of cases. Conclusions. Newcomers are mainly focused on external factors of university choice or factors not related for future professional educational trajectory. Individual choice is made rationally, considering limitations of family capital, characteristics of applicants, their abilities, institutional factors, development of educational infrastructure in the region. The official website is the most popular source of information for the entrant. Applied researchers are useful when they cause changes in the university PR and advertising program. To increase the popularity of the university, it is necessary to promote its brand. Overall image of the university, the professionalism of teachers, evident areas for further work in the specialty. To post issues about university's life, employment of graduates, and also to improve work with the future employers. A contradiction is observed between the positioning of students, we make decisions independently, and the influence of parents and adults. It can be explained by theories of infantilism manifestations, rational choice, and adaptive human behavior in conditions of high uncertainty. Thank you for your attention.